So hello! On this channel we talk about independent spirituality and folk magic for free spirits. My name is Aster, and in today's video I am answering a request that I have received. Gotta admit that I don't remember where exactly I was asked about that, if it was on the comments of a video or if it was a request for a Q&A post that I have made on the community tab, but somebody did ask me to show my tarot collection, so that's what we're doing today. I don't have that many decks, and actually they stay hidden in here. They're all here behind the cushions. So yeah, I don't have many decks, and I'm gonna go to the table so I can show them a little bit better in more detail and everything. Let's go. Wait a minute. Before we start, let's take a minute to hear a word from today's sponsor, which is myself. Did you know that I have opened a store? Yeah, that's right. Over there you can find all my ebooks that contain some juicy bits of occult knowledge that I share, and you don't want to miss out on that. And also private readings that combine tarot and Lenormand cards, as you already know them, with some extra spice of Afro-Brazilian knowledge. But the best part is that the products on the store start at only $3. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't know, I'm also on Patreon. And over there I share extra exclusive content like spell tutorials, behind the scenes of my life, exclusive Patreon videos, unfiltered book reviews, weekly readings, and much more for only 1 cup of coffee per month. So if you like what I do on the internet and would like to support my work somehow, check out the links in the description to take a look at everything that I offer. Now, with that being said, let's get back to the video. So here we are on the table to take a look at the decks that I have, and I am going to start with the deck that started it all, which is the OK Tarot, the simple deck for everyone. This is the only one that I am going to show the box because it's, for some reason, it's a deck that I don't use. I don't know why. I probably should, but this was my first ever tarot deck, and when I saw it, I just felt drawn to it. This aesthetic of just being like doodles on a pink background, it just got me. I had the urge of acquiring this deck, and this is where it all began. I was in the Netherlands at the time, and yeah. I should probably get back to using this deck. I don't know why I don't. Maybe I feel that it is too simple, too minimalist. I don't know. I don't really know, but I shouldn't forget about it because it was the first one. And I don't know, when I saw this deck, something just sparkled the interest in me, and I got it immediately. Let's see. All right. I'm being called out here. So yes, this was my first deck, and then I noticed very quickly that it was very complicated to actually learn how to read the cards, only with illustrations like this. So I got a proper Rider-Waite-Smith right after. And just one thing, don't leave your decks or anything exposed to the sunlight, okay? Because you could get like a kind of stain, or the color can fade a lot, as you can see here. Just a suggestion, don't leave them exposed to sunlight. So the second deck that I got, and this one has an embroidered pouch. I have made this pouch. It's not my favorite because of the fabric. The fabric is very, I don't know, floppy, but I love the little drawing of the key that I've made. But this velvet is really disappointing. Anyway, it was this deck here. Now I forgot what the name of the deck was, but it is like a recolored version of the classical Rider-Waite-Smith with much better coloring. If you take a look at it, you can see the coloring of the original deck is something that really bothers me. Really bothers me. I think it's super ugly, with all due respect to the time and everything. But I couldn't bring myself to acquiring the original deck, so I got this one. I forgot the name, but I am going to wait. I'm going to my room to take a look at the box, and I'll be right back and tell you the name of the deck. So this is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot by Luis Carabeo. And I'm not gonna get the boxes of my decks because they're all piled up in a little corner of a bookshelf kind of thing that I have in my room. And it would just be a huge mess for me to get all the boxes out. So yeah, there we go. This was the second deck, the deck that I used for studying the tarot and actually start learning. You know, let's see if these cards have something to tell me. This is a deck that I haven't used in a long time, actually, because now I have a favorite. I have a favorite that I'm gonna show you in a minute, and I use it all the time. This deck, the only thing that I would say is that the cards, they are too unflexible when they are all together. So it is really a lot of effort that you need to do with your hands to bend the cards to riffle shuffle. Is that how it's called, riffle shuffle? When you get two piles like this? Wait. And then you bridge them. Like, it is really a lot of effort. You need to have very strong fingers in order to do that. So riffle shuffle, yeah, this deck is not flexible enough for that. And that's a pity, in my opinion. I really like to riffle shuffle. All right. So next up, I'm also gonna share oracle decks in no particular order, okay? Here's a very nice one. It's the Tattoo Tarot. The Tattoo Tarot is such a beautiful deck. Look at the background. And this deck, it has very sturdy cards, but not in an unflexible way. The only reason why I struggle riffle shuffling with this deck is that the cards, they are very large and they don't really fit very well in my hands. It's a little bit too big for me. But the illustrations, they follow this old school kind of thing, old school tattoo vibe, and I really like it. I really like it. It is a deck that I should use more because it is very beautiful, but I have hesitated for a long time, and maybe that's also the reason why I have not used the OK Tarot as much, because the Minor Arcana is not illustrated. Those cards, they like, it's just 6 cups. So you really need to know well the cards and the meanings and everything in order to be able to use a deck like this, because they are not fully illustrated, as you can see. So at the beginning, a deck that doesn't have complete illustrations, let's say, it's not ideal for somebody who is learning how to use the cards. I don't recommend. This deck, it follows the structure of Tarot de Marseille, which is the French version of the tarot cards. So yeah, there we go. There we go. It is really gorgeous. The illustrations are to die for, honestly. And it's not expensive, not at all. So let's see if something comes through. You see, these cards are so big, so large. And for me, riffle shuffling with it is really, really difficult. I'm kind of able to, but with a lot of struggle. Also, the cards, they are a little bit firm, let's say, so you need to have strong fingers. Ugh. Okay, so you see it's not that smooth as a riffle shuffle experience. Let's see, tell me. Something that I have learned over the years reading the cards is that you can always trust what the cards are telling you. You can always trust it. Even if it's something you're not that, you're not very happy to seeing, but yeah, believe what you see. If the cards are giving you signs of lies, manipulation, instability, change in luck, new beginnings, being over rational, etc., believe it. Don't try and see a different interpretation. Just, believe what you are seeing right before your eyes. So, yeah. This is the Tattoo Tarot. Gorgeous deck with gorgeous illustrations, and I have to use it more often. I definitely do. I think I'm gonna go to one of my current favorites that I use a lot whenever I'm going to read for friends. This is the little pouch that I have with me. I take it with me, and we have in here 2 decks. Cats Rule the World and Le Petit Tableau Lenormand, which is a Lenormand deck. I'm gonna set it aside real quick and show you Cats Rule the Earth, I think. Look at these illustrations. Anybody who is into cats, really likes cats, should give it a try. Not all the cards are super accurate. Some of them, I wish they were a little bit different. Like, for example, the Moon card. It's not my favorite moon interpretation, but I really enjoy this deck. I really do. And I also feel that the cats, they are in much, like, it's a lot of repetition of the same position. Like, they're sitting to the side like this, a little bit sideways. Here it's different, thank God. But most of the time they are kind of in the same position. That's a pity in my opinion, because cats are so versatile, you know? Where's the Moon card? Has it passed already and I haven't seen it? There. This doesn't really translate the symbolism of the moon in my opinion. There isn't the pool of water, and there's only this cat sitting here. I mean, this could have been better, in my opinion. On the other side, I think that the 5 of Swords is very well illustrated with the cat missing one eye and everything. It is a card that I really like from this deck. So yeah, I also like kind of the interpreted, also Temperance with this cat with 2 different colors in the eyes. The 7 of Swords is really cool as well. So yeah, in a tarot deck, we're not gonna like every single illustration. This one is also very cool, like necromancy kind of thing. But well, there we have it, the Cats Rule the Earth Tarot. It's the deck, my go-to when I'm going to read for somebody who is close to me. I think it gives a good vibe gives a good environment. And this one is also pretty easy to riffle shuffle. The cards are not too big and not too firm, too like sturdy. It is very much possible to do it. I think that this deck is just adorable. Le petit tableau Lenormand, eh ben, it's just like a very traditional Lenormand deck. Nothing too like different, nothing out of the curve, just the good old Lenormand illustrations. Nothing too special about it. And what I really like about Lenormand cards is how precise they are and like straight to the point, you know? The tarot is a little bit more philosophical and, you know, take a moment to think about things, so on and so forth. But the Lenormand cards, they cut to, like, they go straight to the matter at hand. I really like it. So yeah, next up, what do we have here? Oh, that's another favorite, which is the Modern Witch Tarot deck. It is an updated interpretation of the illustrations of the Rider-Waite with people of all skin colors, hairstyles, and it's very like gender fluid. In some cards you can't really tell if it's a girl or a boy. So it's a deck with black people, with overweight people, like fat people. I'm not sure if there is a proper term for that. This is one of my favorites because the Queen of Wands has vitiligo. You can see the white spots on her skin. I really like this card. And yeah, it is beautiful, it is lovely. The only problem that I would say this deck has, by the way, I colored it with a blue marker just to match the back of the cards. I thought it would be nice. The only problem is that the cards are extremely hard, extremely sturdy, like it's a flashcard or something. So the deck is very bulky and it is impossible to riffle shuffle these cards. It is impossible. So I don't even try. But like, look at the Temperance card as well. I really, really love this deck and I recommend it to everybody. Now here's an Oracle deck. Very nice one. It's the Moon Witch Oracle. I got a French version of it on Amazon. It is really beautiful. This is by Cosmic Valeria. It's really beautiful, the illustrations on the black background and the golden thing also like here. I don't usually riffle shuffle Oracle decks because they are much larger, so it's just a struggle. I don't even try. I just randomly, like I do the overhand shuffling thing, and yeah, I wait for a card to fall down. And as you can see, we have some goddesses illustrated on this deck. It is really, really lovely. And sometimes I take oracles. I don't use them all the time, to be honest. So, Soleil, trouver l'équilibre. Sun, and find balance. These cards are really beautiful. I love this deck. I only use oracle decks in a reading when I feel called to, when I feel inspired to. It's really not a must, but sometimes I feel the need. So over here, what do we have here? It's another oracle deck. It's the Woodland Wardens. Woodland Wardens. I have the booklet here because there's a lot of information about the cards, and something that I like about this deck is the combination of animals. First of all, look at how beautiful these illustrations are. And it's like a non-obvious choices of animals paired up with non-obvious plants, like iris and eel. Who would think of that? It is so nice. It's delightful to look at. And I like that there is a very developed concept behind the choices. There's a connection between the animal and the plant. So let's take a look at the eel and the iris. It is the eel and iris. So here, Jessica is going to talk a little bit about the things that, like the behavior of the eel and also iris as a plant, if it is strong, how it grows, properties of the plant, and how these two elements communicate and translate into a message. So, for example, now is a good time to establish healthy boundaries. If others take offense, do not fret over their reaction. Stand firm in your power like the iris. And then there are some reflections like, what do I need in order to feel safe? How can I extend safety to others? So this is a marvelous deck. It is so beautiful, so beautiful. It is very like, this one is one of my favorites. The Spider and Passion Flower. Passion fruit flowers are my favorite, like top favorite. They are so exquisite and different. So yeah, also the Rooster and Sunflower. Look how beautiful this is. This deck is really something. It is just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So let's see if this deck has a little message. Yeah, I don't usually do riffle shuffle. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to harm these beautiful cards. Also, they're a little bit too big for my hands. This is a deck that I really like, also because there are keywords at the bottom, so you don't need to necessarily go to the booklet and look up the meaning. You can take a look at the keyword at the bottom and have your own interpretation. Now I have one here in a bandana. Oh, I forgot to put back the booklet. So when I didn't have all those little pouches and everything, this is how I would store up my decks, and I still don't have a pouch for this one. That's why it is still in a bandana. This is a very beautiful deck, but I have to be honest. It's the French version, by the way. It's in French, Le Tarot de l'Illumination. I don't remember how it's called in English, but it is going to be linked down below if you want to check it out. I think the illustrations are very beautiful, and it has kind of a Art Nouveau kind of vibe going on. I really like the Wheel of Fortune. This one, like the faceless person there. I really wanted a deck that was written in French. I was learning French back then, and then I got this one. But I have to admit that I got it at the time because it was the only deck that I found back then that was translated into French. But I don't really feel very called out to using this deck, and you know, it's not my favorite. Maybe I should sell it or give it away or something, because I don't really feel connected or inspired to using it. So it's just sitting here, not being used most of the time. But it is really beautiful. It is really beautiful. And definitely it is going to be somebody's cup of tea, huh? If it's not mine, yeah, it happens. But it's also, it is beautiful. Maybe I could give it a try, give it a chance. So, the devil card, no. The death card is really cool. I like this illustration. I also like the tower card from this deck, which shows somebody with a mask falling down, because the tower can also sometimes talk about masks falling off and people revealing themselves. Also this one, the Seven of Cups, is really cool. So yeah, it's not all lost, you know, for this deck. It is a special one. I should definitely give it another chance. Riffle shuffling with it is a little bit complicated again because of the size of the cards. I'm not gonna even try because I know I cannot pull it off. It does look beautiful on the table, right? It does. I should get a new pouch for it, because also being inside of the bandana, it's a little bit, it's not that good to get it out all the time, you know. It's a little bit of it's easier with a pouch. Here I have to like fold it all the way like this and tie the knot, etc. It's a little bit, it's not that practical, it's not that easy to get it out and then get it back in. Now, next up, I'm gonna show you my current favorite. And I have in here a Lenormand deck together with a tarot deck. These are indie decks that I had been eyeing for a long time, and I finally got them. So over here, we have the Memento Mori deck by Clara Goodchild. This is the Lenormand part of the deck. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. And over here, somebody asked me the other day, what was this deck? This is the Marigold deck, and I absolutely adore it. With this skeleton thing going on. It's not for beginners because the minor arcana is not fully illustrated. I really like the suit of wands because there are plants. It's represented by different plants. I find it so beautifully gentle. I don't know. I really like this deck. It combines life and death and inspiration in a very nice way. This is a premium quality deck. It shuffles like a dream. It is by far my favorite. So let's see if it has something to say. and the cards are not too big. They fit in my hand properly. It's such a delight to riffle shuffle these cards. I mean, we cannot overdo it, otherwise we can damage the cards. I don't know, but it's just so delightful. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit the Memento Mori deck. The rest of it is in here. I never lose an opportunity of showing the pouches that I've made myself. This is another one of them. So this is a great deck for spirit communication, first of all, and I have chosen to divide it into two parts. This part is done like the illustrations, the concept, everything. I mean, this was created by Claire Goodchild, and this one is a Lenormand deck version done by her. So I decided to separate these two parts and use the Lenormand deck on its own. And I really like, for example, this is the stork, and she replaced it by the raven. I really like her interpretation of the cards, like the birds became the bats, the mountain became the obelisk, the ship is the wheel, and this anatomy kind of thing going on. I really like it. The heart is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. The tree becomes the gallows. Horseshoe is the rider, and like the skulls. The cemetery is the garden. The grave is the house. I really, really like it. The wreath is like the bouquet. Look at this take of the tower, like the spine. It is really, really well thought through. The smoke are the clouds. And yeah, there we go. I love this deck. I really like it. I use it with the marigold cards. It's in the same pouch and everything, so let's see if we can get a little message here. And yeah, the rest of the deck is amazing, as I have mentioned, for spirit communication. So this is something that I like to use at cemeteries and also during my personal spirit work sessions. And like in my practice in general, I really enjoy this deck. It is a joy, it is a delight to work with it. So these two combined with Cats Rule the Earth, they are the decks that I use the most currently, and I really, really like them. Over here, we have another version of the Lenormand cards. I got this as a gift, and it is nice to have different interpretations, different illustrations. I will try to find, I forgot how it's called. It has kind of a Russian take to it. So I will try to find, I'm not sure if it's still in print, but if it is going to be linked in the description down below. I really like the old school kind of thing that these cards have. Maybe I could put it somewhere else and give this pouch to one of the like the other one that is in the bandana, right? Now, last but not least, this is the very last. It's an oracle done by a French lady, Isabelle Cerf, l'oracle de la voix des âmes, the oracle of the voices of souls. It's a very nice one. The illustrations are really beautiful. And there are some, like the black cards, if I'm not mistaken, they have associated guided meditations that you can access on the booklet through the QR code. So that is really cool. So you can see. I think there is a translation into English, so you don't have to like be wondering what the cards mean because they are in another language. But they are very straightforward with the keywords. And this was also during the time that I wanted more decks in English, in French. Then I found this one. Let's see if it has something to say. I believe it is very popular here in France because the author is French after all, so it's accessible. So this is nice as a message, right? Soon, whatever is on your mind, like soon it's gonna be sorted out. The only thing that I don't like about this deck is that it's kind of bended. Like here it's like all curvy. Not sure if you can see it on camera, but while shuffling, you can really feel it. I already tried to make it completely flat several times by putting piles of books on top of it. It has helped, it has definitely improved, but it is still a little bit curvy, and that bothers me a little bit, but it's all right. So yeah, there we go. In total, counting Oracle and Tarot decks, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I have 14 decks, and I feel that this is more than enough for me. I'm not thinking about getting any other decks anytime soon. I'm not needing it. I think I am very well served with what I have at the moment. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the decks that I have. Let's exchange a little bit about them. So that was it for my deck collection. I have shared like everything, Tarot, Lenormand, and Oracle cards. I hope you have enjoyed. All of the decks will be linked in the description down below in case you want to have one of them. If they're still available, it's gonna be linked down there. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, practice makes perfect, especially when reading cards. So let's get witching. Bye bye.